Hello and welcome back to Smithy Botania combination series. Yes, anyway, we're here at this fellow who wants to provide us a caravan in exchange for some money. And we're going to do that. We're going to go with the better troops and we're going to give it to Inrik the Loud. This is just some random companion that I happened to come across in a tavern, and he seems to have some decent stats for him to maybe lead a caravan party into battle. So we're going to be making him the leader of the caravan, and hopefully he's going to do a good job for us. Anyway, that's 22,000. I could have spent 15,000 if I wanted to, but I feel, I don't know, I kind of feel like the higher tier units would probably be better in exchange so that they can defend against bandits just that little bit better. Anyway, I've been doing a bunch of smithing. I have a lot of resources, but the one thing that I wanted to do first is join this tournament. Now, I've basically just been doing tournaments just for renown at this point because I don't really... Oh, hello. I don't really need... Ow, come on now. Whew. Okay, that was a bit close. But yeah, I don't really need money because I can quite easily make a weapon that is going to be, well, as you've no doubt seen, extremely nice for us to sell. What is this, by the way? Why am I spawning right next to the enemies? This is insane. Like, I don't understand why that would be the case. There we go. Oh, Pelosaur, I'm so sorry. So sorry, sir. There we go. Yeah, but this tournament is kind of weird because both parties seem to spawn right next to each other. I don't know why that is, but are we? Yeah, look at this. We are super close to each other. Nice. There we go. Whew, I was lucky that I dodged the first attack. That would have been pretty messy otherwise. All right, so I assume that Lasand is going to get through here. He didn't? Wow, okay, well, this is going to be a pretty easy victory then for me. Yes, as you can see, look at that. They're doing that thing again. Oh, nice. Oh, I had the momentum. Did you see that? Oh, yes. It's wonderful when the momentum carries the weapon through. It's really cool. Okay, so there you go. Money's not really a big deal, but the renown is certainly what we need. And hopefully that's going to be really nice for us. Okay, so also what I've been doing is I've actually been going to villages and purchasing hardwood itself, because I know you can go to the marketplaces and you can get wooden hammers and stuff like that, and you can make hardwood by refining it and things like that. But I have started not really valuing my money as much, mainly because I have a huge amount of it. Obviously, this is not a particularly good bargain here. I was able to get hardwood for 24, I think, per one. And that really made a huge difference in being able to just save the money. I mean, save the time and the money invested as well. Because if you think about it, if I go into the smithy here, I don't have that much stamina at the moment. As you can see, I've got 257. But if you go here and you try to refine hardwood, you're going to refine all this hardwood, and then you're going to go and smelt all these wooden hammers. And yeah, you know, this is the most cost-effective way of gaining resources. However, the problem is you are going to be spending your stamina in an effort to do this. And that's the main problem. That is the main issue. Anyway, we're going to try and build a sword here. I'm going to make this. Oh, that looks pretty cool, but I like this one a little bit more. I think this one is really cool in my opinion. So I'm gonna make this. And, ooh, look at this. Oh, yeah, we might have some... I'm not sure which one looks better. I think this one actually looks better. I think it seems kind of cool. Do we have any other grips that we can use? These are higher difficulty ones, aren't they? Yeah, just barely, but they do make them one-handed / two-handed weapons, and I'm not a big fan of that, to be honest. I kind of just like the two-handed. Usually two-handed will sell for a lot more. People have been telling me, by the way, in the comments that basically what I can do is I can create a weapon and then I can smelt it, and then that will give me more stuff. It will basically unlock more things for me, which is actually really cool. So we're going to do that maybe after one sword. So I'm going to make one sword initially, and we're going to call it... yes, I'm pretty. I'm still pretty awful. Oh, there was. Oh, wait a minute. There was someone that gave me a really good. Okay, golden sort of selling. Yes, so good, so good. Absolutely perfect. Perfect name. Oh, yeah, I actually wanted to show you something, actually, after this. So, I'm actually hopefully going to be able to show you that. Ooh, this is a nice one. This is actually a very nice one. I'm going to call this the Bear Claw or something like that. Because that swing speed and that handling is really good. So I'm thinking that that might be pretty cool to maybe use even. Yeah, I think it might actually be better than what I have here. So let me actually just lock that real quick. And yeah, the Bear Claw is actually better than what I had beforehand, which is really nice. So let's actually just take a look here. Yeah, so 58,000 to sell. I could give it to others. No, they don't want anything. Okay, so that's absolutely fine. So technically I can sell this. And there you go, 51,000. I am going to be dismantling the other one. But I would like to get some additional upgrades, if there are any. Diol is getting a new weapon. Okay, what is he getting? Goldbringer. That's something that I literally sold here beforehand. Which is... does it matter? We're still getting 32,000? I guess it doesn't really matter, so I guess we'll just do that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to switch to Pelisor, because he's the one that has the smelting trait. And he's going to smelt this. Okay, that gave me nothing. He's also going to smelt this. Aha, here we go. Two-handed saber grip. That sounds really fun, actually. That sounds super fun. Okay, so what I wanted to actually show you before we go any further with the smithing is obviously the fact that we did level up our athletic skill, finally, to this. But smithing has, I think, bugged out for me a little bit. So you know how Legendary Smith was the last trait in the smithing tree? Well, what is this? What is that? Why is that here? Yeah, I have no idea what is actually happening with that. It seems to have bugged out somehow. I have no idea how that happened. But engineering is, well, I'm actually wondering whether it has the smithing thing, the legendary smith thing now in this, which is kind of strange. I really have no idea why that changed. I think it did change, because beforehand it was the legendary smith thing, but now it's not that. So bit weird. Okay, so now that we've got a caravan up and running, and I can now build maybe another sword, actually, another cool sword. Let's actually see if I can do that. Okay, so we still got this. That's absolutely fine. And then we have the two-handed saber grip. Where is the two-handed saber grip? Because I'm thinking that might be pretty fun. Not seeing it right now. Ah, it's maybe not that. Ah, there's the two-handed saber grip. It actually turns it into a two-handed / one-handed weapon. Not a big fan of that, gotta say. Not a big fan of that. Oh, you can actually just, you can actually choose what it is or what. Because look at that, it actually changes the stats and stuff. Oh, I see. I guess it just shows you what stats it's gonna have dependent on where you use it. That's probably it. Okay, well, this is just gonna be a two-handed sword. And we will just make everything much larger so that it's just generally better at what it does. And this is a pretty good pommel in my opinion. I think that seems pretty nice. Okay, so we're just gonna make that, and we'll just call it sword of selling. There we go, sword of selling. That's perfect. Wonderful. Okay, there we go. There we go. We got a javelin. We got a javelin shaft. Fantastic. That's perfect. Okay, so now we can actually make javelins potentially. Yes, yeah, there we go. I can actually make javelins. Ooh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be super fun. Because a lot of you have told me that making javelins is really effective in money getting. So I'm hopeful that that could be kind of fun. Yeah, look at this. They're super cheap. They're super cheap to make. What's going on here? What is actually going on here? Okay, so what are we going to call it now? Gold Getter. There we go. Gold Getter. Oh, look at that. A war razor head. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, so I'm going to make another one. Gold getter 2. And we're getting some more stuff. Gold getter 3. Okay, so I have no idea how much these actually sell for, but people have told me that they sell for a massive amount. So we'll just go into the trade screen and actually see if that is indeed the case, because it might be a bit different for me than it is for you. Okay, really weird how the prices have changed. I guess it's because the stats are a little bit different, but as you can see, we gain about 19,000, well, 12,000 to 19,000 per one, and they are super easy to make. That's the main thing here. Super easy to make. Oh, this is actually a village which we might want to go schmoozing in, because that village right there has noble units available, and it also has a task available too. So if it is a good task that I would like to participate in, then I'll do it. But if it's something like Family Feud, then maybe not. You know me and Family Feud. I really do not do very well on that one for some reason. But anyway, let's have a look. Who's the guy that's really, really good? Oh, yeah, we've actually raided this village before, so they really hate my guts, as you can see. Oh, and it is indeed Family Feud. Perfect. So perfect, isn't it? No offense, but I don't think you can help me. You and I do not have a good history, and I don't trust you. Yes, that's exactly what I thought, sir. Yes, thank you very much. Great. Yeah, it's probably Imperials anyway. Yeah, it's Imperials anyway, so it basically makes no difference whatsoever. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to head into this hideout here. I think it could be quite fun to do a hideout, maybe try and increase our notable relation in the area, because notable relation is going to be very important later down the line, and also maybe it will increase our relation with some of the villages as well. Most likely this village in the distance over there, and maybe this village here, and maybe that one over there too. But yeah, we'll see what we can do there. Alright, so this is going to be actually kind of fun, because I haven't really done a hideout attack in quite some time. And I think it could be, yeah, it could be kind of cool. Oh, nice. Nice damage. Okay, let's just, yeah, nice. Okay, there we go. Oh, I should really attack from the left side, I feel. Because it seems like most enemies are going to be able to block with their left side. So if I actually attack from the left, well, shall we say, if I attack from my left, yes, then that's probably going to work out just that much better. And hopefully we'll do okay. I'm going to actually use some of my throwing weapons here. Oh, nice hit. Did you see that? Oh, yes, nice headshot. Can you believe it? Probably not. I couldn't believe it myself, so how can you? There we go. Very nice indeed. Yeah, but I'm very much enjoying our current spec right here. I like the fact that we have the ability to use throwing weapons and a massive two-handed sword. The one thing that I'm not really enjoying at the moment is the fact that my athletic skill is not as high as I would like it to be. I'd like it to be maybe another 50 or so points, and then we're going to be in a nice little sweet spot where it's not too fast, but it's just fast enough to kind of be faster than most enemies, and that's really going to help us by quite a significant amount. Okay, come on now. No, never mind. He's dead. Is he dead? Yeah, he's super dead. Alright, well, we shouldn't have to worry too much about this. And also do bear in mind that if we're doing this hideout attack, many of our units are actually going to gain some pretty good experience as well from it. Oh, murdered. Did you see that? 210 cutting damage according to the text log down there. That's pretty insane. Yes, being able to cut through them, especially with such a large weapon, is super fun to be able to do that. Obviously, it doesn't really make sense for a small dagger to be able to cut through enemies, but for something as heavy and as extreme, well, you'd expect it to be extremely sharp as well. For something like that, surely it's going to be able to cut through at least 2 enemies. But as we've seen, it does have the, shall we say, drawback a little bit of when you do cut through multiple enemies, it doesn't give you full damage on all of them. It will give you full damage on maybe 2, maybe 3, depending on how good and how proficient your character is, but then it will give you very glancing damage. So it will give you like 2, 3, maybe 4 damage, dependent on how many units there actually are. But there you go, 34 renown. It's a pretty significant amount for a bandit hideout right here. And bear in mind that we do have some prisoners that we can take. I will be taking all of these troops, I think. Will I, though? I'll take the Botanian units, but I'm not going to take anyone else because I am, as I said before, going to be retaining as many Botanian-focused units as we possibly can. I just think that that makes much more sense than just taking everyone, even though they are free units. You know, having free units is, you know, most notably probably going to be really good later down the line. But as it is at the moment, I would like to stick with Botania as much as I possibly can. Okay, throwing skill, 1 extra thrown weapon per pack. That's actually very nice. And we also have skirmishers. Use any thrown weapons when entering. Oh, this is kind of weird. 2 extra thrown weapons, weapon flight speed increased. I personally feel like I should have Master Thrower and Perfect Accuracy a little bit lower in the tree. But I suppose we already have Steady Hand, which is very, very nice to see. So I suppose it doesn't really make that much difference. Okay, so should we go for tactics? Should I go for more roguery? Roguery doesn't really do much for us, to be honest. 10% increased morale gain from raiding villages. More loot from enemies. That could be pretty useful. But otherwise, nothing too amazing. So we're probably not going to do that. What else is there? What else is there? What else is there that I can actually level up extremely quickly? We don't need medicine because we do have a surgeon. Diul is our surgeon. And we could do steward. Steward skill is pretty good. What about leadership? Leadership is definitely going to be something that we'll need eventually, so I suppose we'll just do that. And then we'll also do more social skill because charm is definitely going to be extremely useful for us in the future. All right, so I'm going to just make a brief stopover at these other villages here because these villages are really, really good to recruit from, especially this one. I've been looking out for another task here with great eagerness, shall we say, because I very much would like to participate in another task here. Because look at these guys, these Botanian highborn youths, and you can even get veteran skirmishers and raiders and so on from these places. It's pretty crazy. And do we have some people that have leveled up? Yeah, there we go. We got a whole bunch of people that have leveled up. I'm going to kind of try and split them down the middle now so it's not as one-sided. And we're actually going to start getting some cavalry units. Because while it's fun to have primarily infantry, it is going to be very difficult later down the line when we're actually facing enemies that have only cavalry units. And in general, we need some of those ourselves to be able to counterbalance them. So anyway, let's go back into the smithy here. And we're going to continue making two-handed swords for the moment, because while javelins do seem to be pretty good, I don't really have a huge amount of... oh, wait a minute. Is this new? Is that actually new than what I had beforehand? Maybe it's new. Well, if it's new, then I guess I will make a couple more, because as you can see, it just literally requires iron and wrought iron and hardwood and a charcoal, and that's super, super easy. So I'm actually just going to call it crafted javelin at this point, because there's no real need for me to really name it, to be honest. We're just going to make a whole bunch of those. Ooh, steel mace handle. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. I do need to do a little bit of refining. And hopefully this, they got 41,000. That's actually not even that much. But yeah, look at that. Okay, so what's the difference? What was the difference in what I actually made beforehand? Because look at this. They're much cheaper. That is super strange. They seem to be exactly the same in terms of... Wait a minute. Ah, they're a little bit different in terms of stats. But they're the same weapon tier, which is super weird. Okay, well, whatever the case, I'm perfectly happy to sell most of these. There's another 35,000 in cash. And we'll go back into the smithy now, because I would like to make some more two-handed swords if at all possible to unlock some additional things, you know? Okay, so let's see what I can do. I might need to do some refining to get some more resources, but I think for the moment we shouldn't have to worry too much. It's just really nice that we have these guards already. And should I try making one of these? Because this is going to increase our difficulty by a pretty significant amount. And if we're just going to be smelting the sword afterwards, then it's not really necessary for me to have something that is going to be super expensive to sell, like a pure two-handed sword. So I suppose we'll just go for something like this, and we'll see how it goes. It doesn't seem like I made anything good. Okay, we'll call it... I've gone through. I think I've gone through most of the names now that were to do with selling things. So, cash cow. There we go. Cash cow. Extra long hide grip, mahogany handle, triangular pommel. Oh, okay. Triangular pommel might be pretty fun. But there you go. I've gone through all of my fine steel now. So let me go over to the smelting menu, and we'll go over to Pallisaur, and then we'll see. We can actually dismantle the other things as well. Huh. Yeah, we might want to do that, but I think for the moment we'll just do the smelting. We're getting sickle blades. We're getting these things. Okay, I'm just going to try and dismantle most of these as well. And it doesn't really matter about me dismantling the javelins. I think the javelins are probably going to be pretty awful to dismantle, so I don't think it's really necessary. But otherwise, I will do the rest, just purely for the fact that I like to clear up my inventory a little bit as well. So that really does make a difference. And we have a couple of people here. That's guys. Oh, it's just a gang leader. Don't really need to speak to the gang leader, thank you. But otherwise, I think that is pretty good so far. How is our caravan doing though? Not bad, actually. Oh, we're still already making a profit. Actually, kind of surprised that he was able to make a profit so incredibly quickly. But I'm happy that he is. Very, very happy that he is already. That's pretty cool. All right, so this now has, once again, pretty significant amount of cash. So I will just sell the javelins right here. And generally, I can make some more anytime, which is actually kind of crazy. Okay, so do I have any other blades that I've unlocked? I have no idea how you're supposed to unlock all these really, really hard blades. Thamascene Steel Spathar Blade. I wonder whether if I go and buy something like this. I mean, I know someone actually mentioned that it's complete RNG. Apparently, it's complete RNG what you unlock, which I gotta say I'm kind of disappointed by, because it would have made sense, in my opinion, from a thematic standpoint, maybe from a gameplay perspective as well, that if you find a specific weapon that has that kind of blade. So for example, you'd probably have to go to Empire territory and look through the marketplaces to be able to gain one of the Spathar blades, and maybe if you see that it's an incredibly expensive one, you might very well be able to get one that's made out of Thamascene steel. And as a result, then you smelt it down and you learn its secrets and you learn how to make it yourself. I think that makes sense. But if it's complete RNG, then it really doesn't matter what I make, as long as the difficulty is maximized as much as possible. So that's what people have told me, at least. So that's very nice of you, and I do appreciate it. Okay, so I guess I'll just go for increased length, I guess. And do we have anything else here? We got some pretty cool stuff down here, actually. I like the look of these, to be honest, but they have very low difficulty, so it probably won't make sense for me to do that in comparison to this one. But, you know, it's kind of fun anyway, just to do that. All right, so this is my last fine steel that I have, so we're just going to make that. And, ooh, look at that. Look at that. It actually did gain something. It may have actually gained something really, really good. So I'm not sure what to call it. I'm going to go for his bare hands this time. Instead of his bare hands, as in growly, growly animal bear, he's going to go for bear as in, well, he has no clothes on anymore. That kind of bear. All right, so as you can see, oh, we got an ash javelin shaft. Ooh, okay. Is that actually better than what I had beforehand? No, it is actually not better, because the oak is the best. Mahogany is actually the best by the looks of things, but they have the same difficulty. So there's also that. But it's kind of weird. I think I used the jagged spear, and it reduced the amount of money that I gained from making the javelin, which is kind of weird. Maybe I need to give it a name. You know, just give it a name. There we go. I mean, you know, the joke is there, but maybe you know, maybe some people won't have a sense of humor about it. But look at this. I suppose it's because I sold so many javelins here. That might actually be the reason why I'm not able to sell it for such a huge amount. But yeah, anyway, let's go and smelt with Mr. Pallisaur. his bare hands. Boom. Alright, we got a gnarled mace handle, and that was basically all that we gained from that. But yeah, I'm just going to be doing a little bit more smelting here. This is basically what I've been doing off screen as well, just basically gaining a huge amount of hardwood, and then going over to Mr. Diul and getting a whole bunch of, as you can see, smithing skill with him. And he's actually leveling up in smithing as well, which is pretty cool, because that means that we can have 3 smithies all in the same party, and that's actually what I've been attempting to do as well. So, yeah, I've just been leveling up his smithy skill, as you can see right there. I really should be leveling up his medicine skill, but I kind of felt like, hey, you know, if he's actually going to be doing a whole bunch of smithing, I might as well give him some focus points to get faster level ups. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.